1057's 21 Pilots Press Conference. We have some friends here. Hi.
It's good to see you.
Whoa. These are comfy.
Fancy, right?
Yeah.
We went all out.
Got some cushion.
We wanted to get you a nice pleather, something comfortable. All right.
Check, check. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us in this gymnasium. This is fun.
It's kind of a press conference slash pep rally,
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Where is Brianne? Brianne, did I say it right? It's Brianne. Okay, cool. Let me give you your microphone. Go ahead.
Hey.
Hi.
My question is, when you are writing a song, what do you prefer to write first, the lyrics or the melody?
It can change. When I first started writing music, I started with the music and the melody first. And then I wanted to challenge myself to be as intentional as possible with my lyrics and trying to write poetry. It's tough to take a poem and just fit it into music. Sometimes it doesn't work, which is how I started just rapping instead. So anytime you hear something delivered in the style of a rap, it was probably the lyrics were first, but a lot of times most of the other songs all kind of started, whether it's on the piano with chords or a melody first, and then trying to find the lyric inside of that.
All right, where is Katy? Katy, coming around to you. Katy, your microphone.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Hey, guys. Happy Saturday.
Hello.
All right, this is kind of a toughie. If you could create a new menu item at Taco Bell, what would it be?
I'll tell you, they just took the fiery shell off of the menu, so that was frustrating. Did you know that?
No.
I keep up to date on this stuff. So I would put the fiery shell back on because I like to put it in the what is it? Cheesy gordita crunch. Sometimes you get all those syllables mixed up.
There's really like five ingredients that they even have at Taco Bell. And it's just different combinations of that for every item. So it's kind of just choosing between those 5 things.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, there's an item on the menu called a chili cheese burrito. It's not in every state. It is in Ohio. I don't know if it's here. It's not. Because what it is Taco Bell's chili doesn't pass a lot of what it's supposed to. So most states are like, nope. But in Ohio, where we're from, they're like, sure.
But
So
it's not even at every Taco Bell in Ohio, though.
It's everyone I've been to in Ohio.
Really? Yeah, there's been some that I've gone to. They're like, we don't have that.
Maybe they
which
ran
is-
out because we're all ordering it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would
It's a
make the
hit.
chili cheese burrito worldwide.
All right.
Thanks.
So my next question is from Haley. Right in front. I did remember where you were. Okay, cool. There you go.
If someone has never listened to your music before, what non-radio song of yours would you show them to get them interested?
Non-radio, I mean not a single one of
Like not a single.
our less popular songs.
Yep.
So which song of yours that sucks would you show them?
So you're saying that because they've probably heard the ones on the radio and not liked it?
Yeah.
It's just some are not known as well as
No, it's a good question.
Yeah, I
I
understand. I think I'd probably go Ode to Sleep, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Off of the new record, maybe a song like Morph is something I'm really proud of, and obviously it's not good enough for your standards, so. But yeah, that's where I'd start.
Okay. All right. So where is Jada? Aces. All right. Come around.
Hey guys.
Hey.
So I was just wondering, how did the idea for Ned come about?
Sometimes it's hard to explain where things come from. Sometimes I'll just walk around in my backyard until something hits me, and Ned's I don't know. I've always had a relationship with I think we all do, a relationship with our creativity or what it is that we are passionate about. And a lot of times that relationship is complicated. There's a tension to it. It's not all positive. It's not all good. I do think that it's interesting how it feels like all musicians and artists, whenever they talk about music, it's always positive. They're always, I love music. I always love music. I grew up loving music. I continue to love music. Sometimes they even say like the love of the music is what keeps them doing what they're doing and all this stuff. And I don't know. I guess maybe for me it was, I don't know, liberating to admit that sometimes I don't like music. Sometimes I don't like what I'm creating. I don't like what I've made. I don't like what I'm currently making. And kind of having a love-hate relationship with that passion of mine. And I don't think that's something that you should be ashamed of. I don't think that's something that you should hide, because ultimately, when it does land, when you do create something that you're really proud of, when you're reminded of why you do what you do, it's that much sweeter because you've wrestled with it. And so the concept of Ned, kind of this character, as innocent as he may seem, kind of represents that struggle for me.
All right. I am looking for Emily. Emily. Okay. Let me circle around.
Do you guys associate any of your songs with a color? And if you do, what color?
What color? Like all of them?
Any of them, yeah.
Just any song, any color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we actually have conversations about colors, because you have to answer the question. Obviously, each album will have a specific color scheme that means a lot and has a lot of meaning behind it. But when you play a song live, a lot of times the question is, what does this song look like? What does it feel like live? And we have conversations with our LD, our lighting director, all the time about what is this song supposed to feel like. And you'd be surprised, like these cyans and these, I actually don't even know what cyan looks like. What is it? Blue? What's the purple one? There's another word for purple that's like magenta. That's the other one. I'm not good at colors, I guess. But yeah, you'd be surprised some of these songs kind of, I don't know. I think people say that they feel and see colors when they hear music. That's something that I don't necessarily, it doesn't happen for me, but I understand the relationship between the two. You'd be surprised how much where the song is in a set list influences what the color is. Just trying to keep the stage fresh, trying to keep the show fresh. You obviously don't want to, there's some songs we don't want to put next to each other because we know they have the same color palette, and they always will. And so when people ask us about what songs we decide to pick, and there's everything from the logistics of, well, that mic stand is in that spot at that time, so it would be really good to make sure that our transition is smooth into this song because the mic stand needs to be there for that song. But also the color palette of the song we just played compared to the one we're about to play. Does that work? So all these things kind of go into it. And so I can't really pick a specific color, a specific song, but it gives you a little background into how important the visuals are to what it is that we do live.
Thank you.
All right. Next question is coming from Grace. Where's Grace? Haha. All right. I'm going to come from back here. Here you go.
Hello. At a majority of your shows, fans tend to hold you up for certain songs, like Trees Are Holding on You. If you had to choose an artist to hold up in a crowd, or if you had to choose any artist to hold you up in a crowd, who would it be?
Any of the Dixie Chicks.
So in this is stay standing. We have some questions for you. So
They're just at the barricade.
they're at our show.
Yeah.
So ultimately, you're asking like, what artist do we wish was a fan of ours enough to want to hold us
Pretty much.
up in the air? Yeah, I think all of the Dixie Chicks would be great.
Good choice.
With no help from anybody else. Though.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah. If you ever see them in the pit, let them do all the work.
Yeah. Because it is a group effort. It's not like there's one person holding Tyler up or me up. It's definitely a teamwork situation. So that seems like a good group that could really rally
Strong.
together and
They seem strong.
yeah. 2 to one leg, 1 to the other.
I don't know what you're saying. Oh, you mean you're holding me up?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thorough answer. I knew that was going to be the answer. I had a feeling. Andrew, there you are.
Hello.
Hey.
How did you come up with the idea of Dima? Like everything, not everything, like just
Everything.
everything. I want all of it.
You want to
now,
know
right
everything
now.
right
3
now.
hours.
In this gym.
Yeah, in this gym. Perfect place. And do you think like a work published will ever come out of it, like a book or like a movie?
Man. Anytime we're asked that, we're always flattered that, there's enough there for anyone to think that that's a next step. That was never our intention. We don't have any plans of necessarily publishing something, whether it's a book or a movie or a show, right now. But the idea of being able to create something that has enough depth to it that people would want to dive further in is exciting. It's something that I definitely crave as a fan or a someone who enjoys other people's music. I think that I knew for this record, Trench, to further unveil the deeper story was important for our fans to follow us. Like, hey, as far as you want to go, we can go that far. Like, there's enough information and enough background. And ultimately, it was building a story where, in the same way that I was kind of not distracting myself, but building things that were representing real things in my life, in my psyche. It helped me understand them. It helped me learn how to cope with them, how to live with them. Because not everything is something to solve, but it's just something to manage. And for me, storytelling and songwriting was one way that I was able to do that. And I thought that if we could share that with the people who listen to our music, it would at least give them an opportunity to join us in that and hopefully be inspired to create their own story, whether it's a part of the one that we've introduced or a brand new one. And so we're just happy that people have figured it out.
You've most certainly inspired me.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right. I'm looking for Payton. Payton.
Josh, I got your drum head in Raleigh, North Carolina. What made you want to start giving them out? And Tyler, do you ever want to do anything like similar to that?
Well, I'll help Tyler out and just say there's a lot more disposable parts to drums than pianos.
Yeah, obviously.
You can't really like rip off a key and or throw a microphone in the crowd. I mean, I guess he could.
I feel there's got to be a point when we're doing well enough
Yeah.
where I could just throw wireless mics into the
It's like even cooler than a mic drop.
Yeah.
Like after the show, thanks. Chuck it. Yeah, I mean, that stuff just gets thrown in the trash. And I've thought about...
Yeah, you think it's special, but it's just garbage.
It's recycled garbage. Turned into something very special.
Right.
Yeah, it just... I mean, well, it felt like a waste to throw it away. Sticks get broken and thrown away, and I felt like if I went to a show of a band that I really liked and then got handed something from on stage, that'd be pretty cool.
It was very cool.
So, I mean, it's no skin off my back. It's going in the trash anyway, so.
Way to really drive home the importance of.
No, I used to keep them, and they really meant a lot to me, but now.
Now he's
but
decided to give it away to
yeah,
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just want to thank you for that.
Yeah,
It meant
you're
a lot to me.
No, I'm not trying to belittle that. But that is, you asked me where that started,
Yeah.
and so I said, hey, let's not throw them away, and let's
Yeah,
make
it's a really
use of
special
them.
thing for us.
So cool. I'm glad you got it.
All right, Bella. Where's Bella? Bella. All right.
Was it hard to structure the Dima Trench storyline since Blurryface was so abstract?
Bella. I think that it was a good starting point. Blurryface being abstract, like you said. Even though we knew the details of the character and the story behind it, we didn't know exactly. It's different now. Our relationship with our fans is different now than it was back then, especially when we were releasing Blurryface. We were still very much feeling out what our back and forth was going to be like with our fans at that point, wanting to, strengthen it, but not sure if it was going to come off too, forceful. And so the idea of the character of Blurryface and it being kind of an ambiguous figure that represents something, even more ambiguous, was a place to start and kind of a litmus test of how is this going to come across? Is this gonna get in the way of people just enjoying the music? Is this gonna get in the way of someone finding their own message inside these songs? Because if you so strongly brand a song or an album, sometimes that can be too clunky or kind of get in the way. It loses its ability to, mean something to a lot of people. So, but it was perfect because the response to that was exactly what Blurryface represented. Our fans stepped up and really understood what we were trying to say. You have to understand, we don't know if anyone's going through what we're going through either, And it's a feeling like I can't describe, seeing response to that. Putting down in song, in lyric, something I'm going through, and then seeing a response to that is one of the most amazing feelings, and I feel so lucky that I'm able to see that and be a part of that. And but I guess what I'm saying is Blurryface was important to be that kind of invitation to want to be a part of this story. And then once it was, accepted and received as a, yes, we know what you're going through, or we kind of relate to it in a sense. To me, it felt like now is when we just start rolling out more of the details of it. And so I'm glad it worked out that way.
All right, my last question is from Jeff. Is this over here? You're not Jeff.
No, I'm her daughter.
Okay. Your name is?
I'm Kristen.
Okay, Kristen is asking a question.
Okay.
I'm gonna call you Jeff, though.
Okay. Okay. So it seems like the majority of your song titles come from the song itself. What is the process for picking the word or phrase that defines the song?
That's a good question. Sometimes you songwriters and bands may try really hard to be like, okay, the tradition is to whatever word is said the most should be the title of the song. And you can kind of go against that. And sometimes it's fun and cool to do that. In a lot of ways, there are song titles for me that add meaning to the song, even if that lyric isn't necessarily said in the chorus or if that lyric isn't said at all. But it kind of, it positions the entire song in a way that you'd never thought of before. Almost like when you go see a movie and you don't know why it's named that, and then you kind of learn why it's named that after you've watched the movie. Song titles can kind of be similar. But But then a lot of times, as I was writing songs and showing maybe my family or close friends, and I wanted to name it something interesting. I think "Holding On to You" is a good example where the lyric, I say it a lot, but the people, when I first showed people close to me that song, they always called it "Entertain My Faith" because I was singing that part in the bridge, and it's like that's the part that just stayed with them, or it's like kaleidoscope or something. And I remember my mom always like calling it the wrong thing. I'm like, Mom, it's not that. It's "Holding On to You." Come on. But so sometimes you just, as you're naming songs and you're picking a title, you don't want to fight what is the most, natural sounding title, unless there's a good reason that the left field song title actually adds to the meaning of the song. So that's usually the balance that we're trying to figure out.
All right. I think
Thank
that
you,
wraps
Jeff.
up our
Thank you, Jeff.
questions from the members of the press. Jeff, good question. And so we really appreciate all you guys coming out there. Any last-minute thoughts from you guys, how you, since it is a press conference and we are at a gym, how you plan to attack the game tonight?
Well, I will note that I think this is the deepest Tyler's voice has sounded to me ever through this PA in this room. It's got some like nice boom to it.
What do you mean?
So I'm just gonna use that as energy and fuel for the show tonight. Just realizing I got a manly best friend. over
Manly.
here.
So I guess we'll use that. Now you have me thinking about it.
You hear that? Listen to it.
I mean, listen to that. No, we've been watching a lot of game film, game tape. Been looking at our opponent, and we're gonna, get everything we have week by week. Georgia lost, so I'm pretty pumped about that. I'm sorry, I'm a Ohio State fan, and we're ranked right below you. So that was really. Well,
Doesn't seem like anyone here is too bummed about it.
They had a prior engagement.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, good hustle. We'll see you in the locker rooms.
Yeah.
We appreciate your time. And seriously, thank you for coming back to Atlanta on a second date on the Trench Tour. It is always good to see you guys. And I guess we will meet up shortly.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you
Yeah.
for coming to the Alt
Thank you.
1057 press conference.